on Sheviit, Perek Chet, Mishnah Aleph, first Mishnah in the 8th chapter of Sheviit. It says in the Mishnah, we're going to learn, we're going to talk about what is the permitted use of Perot Sheviit. Okay, and let's just start immediately. We'll go to the Bartanura. The Bartanura is the following. It says, Dichtiv, it's written, Vayta Shabbat haaretz lachem leochla. This we see in the same chapter of Sheviit that we keep going to over and over again. Shnat Shabbaton yeh la'aretz, perek kafei pasuk vav, Vayta Shabbat haaretz lachem leochla, lecha u'labdecha v'la'amatecha. It should be a Shabbat, a rest period, a year of rest for the land, for you to eat. Says the Bartanura, Mashu miyuchad lachem. Adam, that which is designated as food for people, should be for food. We're going to see in a minute. The mulugma is a bandage they made. But what that which is not designated specifically for food, okay, can be used whether for food or the mulugma. Let's look at the Mishnah itself. We'll see what we're talking about. But the idea being Chazal made a gzeirah that you have to use food. You have to use the Perot Sheviit in the purpose, in the way that they're normally intended, as we'll soon see. Klal Gadol Amu B'Shviit, the great rule they said about Sheviit. Kol HaMiyuchad L'Ma'achal Adam, anything that's miyuchad, designated for human consumption. And Osim Mimenu Melugma L'Adam. You don't make it, a melugma is a kind of bandage or a paste that they put on their bandage. And certainly not so, of course this is obviously true for behema as well. What's a mulugma? Let's just see what the Bartanura says. Mulugma, okay, mulugma, okay, melolugma, okay. What does it mean, melolugma? The full melolugma means how much it is full cheek. Shederach adam lil'os melolugmo chitim. A person would chew chitim, a cheek full of wheat, oteinim, or figs. Venoten al gabei makato. So he takes a big chaw of grain, and then he puts it on his, that was, I guess, the homemade remedies, okay? So the Safrai actually notes, he says very astutely, he says, this is obviously not talking about refuah, real refuah that a doctor would do. Because if it's sakanat nefashot, if a person's life was in danger, of course you can use Perot Sheviit. We're talking about home remedies that Chazal were not entirely so happy about. This is what people would do with their food. It was considered sort of a disrespectful use of food. So therefore, it's miyuchad l'ma'achal adam. If it's something that a person would eat, ein osim mimenu melugma la'adam. You can't use it as a home remedy for a person. Ve'en tzarich l'ma l'be'ema, and certainly not for a behema. V'chol she'ino miyuchad l'ma'achal adam. But if a food is not miyuchad l'ma'achal adam, if it's not designated for human consumption, osim mimenu melugma la'adam, then you can use it as a melugma, as the home, melugma as the home bandage, or the home remedy that they would stick on there or whatever, the adam for a human being, of alo lebehima. And if something is not designated neither for ma'achal or for ma'achal behima, as we'll see in a minute, okay, so then what is it? So then the Mishnah says, that if you, when you picked it, you thought, oh, I'm going to use it, either I'm going to eat it, or I'm going to designate it for a ma'achal behema, or I'm going to eat it to my animal, then notnim alav chumrei adam v'chumrei behema. Then you consider it, you have to have the chumrei adam, that you can't be used for ma'achal adam, and also chumrei behema, that you can't, the Kahati says, that means you can't cook it, i.e. animals eat things raw, so you can't cook it because that would lose its pungency. But, chashav aleim le'itzim, if you picked it for burning, wood burning, harehu ke'itzim. It's like itzim. What is an example? Kagon hasi'ah v'ha'izov v'ha'koranit. These are savory, hyssop, or thyme. So these si'ah, these things, these were grasses, okay? And the point of these, the idea being, the Kahati says, these grasses, sometimes a person would use it, thyme, for example. There's a ton of it. If you go outside, there are certain plants, like even here in Yad Binyamin, it's not thyme, what's it called? I don't remember what it's called, okay? There are certain plants that they just plant them and they're growing all over the place. So sometimes you use it and you put it in your food. But other times you use it and you want to feed your animals. And other times you just want to, use it for your firewood. So what's fascinating is, what designates its halachic status is the purpose that you picked it for. If your diet was to pick it for food, then it has the din of food, and you have to treat it with the respect of food. But in general, most foods are not like that. Most foods, oranges are food. We'll stop here. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to contact me at arspolter@gmail.com. We'll dedicate this learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.